As the darkness fell on Sleepy Hollow, and the kind celebrated Halloween, they would not be prepared for what lay ahead, because as they and the town's kindred would soon find out, legends never die.
In the year 1820, Washington Irving published The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. The story we're about to tell tonight, for the Vampire Masquerade, was written in part to celebrate the 200-year anniversary. For those who don't know about The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, in 1820, Washington Irving published what would become one of the most well-known ghost stories of a young United States of America. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow was originally released as a short story in the sketchbook of Geoffrey Crane, Jet. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow is a tale of Ichabod Crane, a Connecticut schoolteacher living in New York in 1790. Crane begins courting Katrina Van Tassel, the daughter of wealthy farmer Bathlas Van Tassel. He is not alone in having interest in her. His main rival for her affection is Abraham, or Brom Bones, Van Burnt. Despite Abraham's constant attempts to goad Ichabod into a physical confrontation, the scholarly Crane refuses to take the bait. The love triangle reaches its peak at a harvest party hosted by the Van Tassel family. After a night of drinking, dancing, and ghost stories, Ichabod professes his love for Katrina and asks for her hand in marriage. She rejects him, and he hastily takes off into the night on his horse Gunpowder. On his way home, he encounters a large and intimidating figure late in the night. Crane is terrified to discover the rider's head does not rest upon his shoulders, but is being held in his hands. Ichabod takes off into the night, and the headless horseman gives chase. Seeking safety on holy ground, the school teacher rides to the church seeking sanctuary. After crossing the bridge leading to the church, he turns to see if he is still being pursued. Crane can only watch in horror as the horse rears up on its hind legs and the rider is throws his own severed head at him. Unable to react in time, the severed head knocks him from gunpowder and Ichabod falls to the ground. The next morning, there is no sign of Ichabod. His hat and gunpowder saddle are found near a smashed pumpkin in the cemetery next to the church. 200 years have passed since Irving's short story was first published. The village in New York State that serves as the setting officially changed its name to Sleepy Hollow in 1997. Located on the eastern bank of the Hudson River, just over 10,000 people call the village home. While the original bridge Crane crossed no longer stands, the old Dutch church of Sleepy Hollow that he sought for sanctuary stands in the same location it was built in 1699. Washington Irving himself is buried in the adjoining cemetery. Over the years, members of the Rockefeller family brought up much of the area to the west of the village. As part of the family's conservation efforts, most of it has been transformed to Rockefeller State Park Preserve. Other historical points of interest in the village include the Phillipsburg Manor, the Sleepy Hollow Lighthouse, and the former Rockefeller Estate Keokuk, which has been turned into a museum. While autumn in upstate New York brings in visitors as leaves change color, the village of Sleepy Hollow and the surrounding area embraces the legend. The 2 months leading up to Halloween brings over 100,000 tourists to the area. During the day, guided tours of the village, the cemetery, and the hay rides entertain villagers. When the sun goes down, there are numerous events such as the Horseman's Hollow at the Phillipsburg Manor, reenactments of the legend of Sleepy Hollow at Old Dutch Church, and various theme nights and costume contests at the bars along Beekman Avenue are just some of the nocturnal attractions. Now, this is a game intended for individuals who are of legal age and interact with mature content which contains explicit content, including, but not limited to, violence, strong language, occult themes, and other mature themes. Please exercise discretion as this game is not suitable for minors and parental guidance is strongly advised. If you find any of the game's content offensive or uncomfortable, please feel free to excuse yourself for a break and come back after having a nice meal, warm drink, and a good decompression. The players have informed me as well as each other of their limits and boundaries, and we have agreed upon a means to protect those limits and boundaries. And with that, let's introduce you to our players.
I guess I'll go first. Hello everyone, I'm Mike, also known as Farrell Hagar, and I will be playing Maxwell Silver of Clan Tremere.
Hi everyone, I'm Regina and I will be playing Lizette of Ventrue.
Hi everyone, I am Sir Cuttlefish. I will be playing Zero Clan Nosferatu.
And I am Taylor, and I will be your storyteller this evening. With that, receiving a beautiful but strange letter is a captivating experience. The contents of the letter could be an invitation to an extraordinary event or a cryptic message filled with riddles. The envelope, first and foremost, catches your attention with its exquisite, unconventional design. It's adorned with intricate, hand-drawn patterns, almost as if paying homage to an age come and gone. On its back, a wax seal that hints at its uniqueness. A tiny, but all the same an elegant cross hinting at whom the owner of this letter was. Upon opening the envelope, you find a letter, handwritten with elegant and curiously precise penmanship. The paper of its finest quality, almost velvety to the touch, and the ink used seems to shimmer as if it holds a secret of its own. The words on the page are carefully chosen, forming an enigmatic narrative that dances on the edge of reality and imagination. As you read, this letter leaves you with a sense of wonder and curiosity. and a desire to unravel the mystery it holds. As it reads, Dear young kindred, I hope this message finds you well, or as well as one can be in these uncertain times. It is with a heavy heart that I must convey troubling news. Our beloved Derek Hardy, or our beloved Harpy, has gone missing without a trace. In these dark hours, we must put aside our differences and unite as a family. Our unique abilities and centuries of wisdom will be our greatest assets as we embark on this mission. We owe it to Derek and to the balance of our world to find them and bring them back to safety. I implore each of you to use your network of connections, your powers of persuasion, and your unwavering determination to uncover any leads that may lead us to Derek Hardy's whereabouts. Remember, we are a formidable force when we work together. Our next gathering will be held at Barley-on-the-Hudson on October 25th, 2020. We shall share any findings, no matter how small, and strategies for our next moves. Let us not allow despair to consume us, for our strength lies in our unity. Together we shall find Derek and bring them back into the fold. May the darkness protect and guide us on this harrowing journey. Yours in eternal unity, N. Arriving in Sleepy Hollow feels like stepping back in time to a place where legends and folklore intertwine with reality. The journey through winding tree-lined roads, shrouded in the rich colors of autumn, sets a picturesque scene. The quaint village exudes an old-world charm, with historic colonial-style buildings and cobblestone streets. As you cross the iconic bridge over the tranquil Pacino River, you can almost hear the faint echoes of ghostly hoot. The atmosphere is heavy with a sense of mystery and nostalgia, intensified by the looming presence of the Sleepy Hollow Cemetery, where Washington Irving's legendary character, the Headless Horseman, is said to rest. A cool, crisp breeze rustles the fallen leaves, and the soft murmur of the river adds to the enchanting ambiance. The tales of Ichabod Crane and the spectral rider seem to linger in the air, making Sleepy Hollow a place where history, folklore, and the supernatural converge, leaving you with a sense of both enchantment and trepidation. First, a black, retrofitted Cadillac hearse, a macabre masterpiece. Its elongated body, adorned with polished chrome accents, glistens ominously in the dim lights. The exterior is meticulously maintained with a deep, glossy black paint that seems to swallow any hint of surrounding brightness. Gothic detailing, like intricate wrought iron flourishes, decorates the sides and rear. The large ornate casket-shaped rear compartment is the focal point, designed to carry the departed to their final resting place. The vehicle's wheels are adorned with dark, decorative hubcaps, and the front grille features an elegant yet foreboding design as the hearse glides silently down the road. It leaves an eerie impression, a symbol solemnly in the journey to the afterlife. Next, a semi-truck, an 18-wheeler, a colossal and powerful vehicle designed for long-haul transportation. It consists of two main parts, the cab, also called the tractor, and the trailer. The cab is a massive rectangular structure with a commanding presence on the road. It features a towering front grille, often adorned with the trucking company's logo, but instead of a company logo, it has a name, the Pigpen. And flying from New Orleans to New York, you're likely to depart from Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport and arrive at one of the major airports in New York, such as John F. Kennedy International Airport. The flight duration was about 3 to 4 hours. And once you land in New York, a black Audi, sleek and stylish, has arrived just as you walk outside the gates to get to Sleepy Hollow. It's about a 20-minute drive from the airports, and your arrival doesn't go unnoticed. With its distinctive LED headlights and the iconic Audi grille, all eyes turned upon you.
Maxwell would probably be the first to get out of the car as they arrive and park up. As he does, there's music playing from inside the car. Maybe some Rob Zombie, Dracula, just to go with the aesthetic of the car itself. As he does, he takes his gloves off, puts them in a pocket inside his waistcoat. And he looks around at these two cars. He doesn't recognize either of them. Certainly doesn't recognize the massive truck. So he'll stand there and wait for the occupants to come to him. After all, they're in his town.
Zero will step out of the massive 18-wheeler, the radio, probably some loud country music going on. It's great. Shuts the door, hops down. Well, here we are.
I have to say, it's strange to see one of your kind not hiding their face, though. It is the time of year for it.
That's right. It is Halloween after all.
Let me introduce myself. I am Maxwell, but you can call me Max, and you are?
Max, I'm Zero. Y'all call me Zero. He's gonna reach out and give him a handshake.
He will take your hand and shake it, and he'll look around to the Audi. They a friend of yours?
Not exactly sure.
Lisette's car door opens, and out steps a pointy leather-clad boot, and as she slowly eases out of the car gracefully, you can see that she's wearing a full all-black ensemble with a duster coat, and she looks as if she stepped off of the runway of Milan or Paris, yet she still tried her best to be conservative for a small town, and steps forward, looks over at Zero and Maxwell, and casually introduces herself as Lisette simply.
Well, Lisette, you're making me feel a little underdressed for the occasion. I didn't realize you were dressing up. As he,
Yeah, then
yeah, as he looks down at his waistcoat and shirt and tie, just slightly askew. Well, how do you both do? I assume you both got letters, same as me?
Indeed.
that's right.
And neither of you are from Sleepy Hollow or New York, by your accents.
Nah, ain't
I
from
see.
Sleepy Hollow.
No, I'm just from passing through from New Orleans.
Okay. Well, I think first things first is that we introduce you to our prince, just to make sure everything is on the up and up, and to make sure that they are aware that you're here for the exact same reason I am.
So Maxwell, y'all live here? You kin?
I do live here, but I'm not from here originally, as you can probably tell by my accent. Spent some time in New York, but been here for the last 20 years.
Perfect, y'all. You can show us around. He's gonna go around, and he's kind of, a little tall, slinky, but he's gonna go up and he's gonna put his shoulders or his arms over both of them, and you get a horrible whiff as he brings them both in for a hug.
Lisette is taken aback and steps back. She doesn't generally like to be hugged, but kind of laughs it off and covers her face due to the aroma rising from Zero.
I. It's times like this I forget that I don't need to breathe. So, well, stop breathing right now. I don't want my eyes to water. It's the last thing we need as you walk through
I don't
town.
know if I should be offended or not, but, well, lead the
Well,
way.
would Maxwell know if it's quicker to drive to the prince's location? Does he know the prince's location at the moment?
Yes.
And
You know that she's currently waiting for you guys at the bar and restaurant known as Barely on the Hudson.
it's probably best we drive. If you want, we can take my car. Going through the small town in your Audi and your semi would probably draw a few more eyes than, well, whilst my Betty is beautiful, she is known.
All right, feels right at home.
Lisette walks over casually, indifferent, between the Audi, the semi, or your vehicle.
Ah, it's a lovely hearse. Reminds you of the good old days. But he'll get into the driver's seat and he'll open the door for the set on the other side and he will open the back door for Zero.
All right, I guess I'm crawling right in. He'll go in and crawl right in the back of the hearse.
Zero would probably see a bunch of bits and bobs, maybe a shrunken head or two at the back of the car, but nothing weird or wonderful. Maybe a few tarot cards.
On here, I thought it was going to be like a crypt.
Oh, I wish. I wish. And he will begin to drive to Hudson. All while blaring the music.
Still Rob Zombie,
You know what? He'll turn to
the
Lisette.
music.
I'll let you choose the song.
Let's see. As Liz said, I lean over and change the radio to probably like a station playing like 90s R&B, Boys to Men, like super ballad style, like I don't know, End of the Road it comes on, and then Lisette looks over and winks and sits back.
Man, you just see Maxwell going. Just chill. Listen to the music.
Change the entire vibe.
Yep. He's just vibing.
And what are you doing, Zero?
Just sitting back there, vibing. Maybe looking every once in a while at the cards and the shrunken head and stuff.
All right. You make your way to Barely on the Hudson, a hidden gem in the quaint and eerie town. This upscale bar is tucked away near the Hudson River, offering a unique blend of historic charm and modern sophistication. The bar's exterior features a classic ivy-covered facade that seems to meld seamlessly with the timeless architecture of the town. A sign bearing the bar's name hangs above the entrance, inviting patrons into a world of refinement and allure. Upon entering, guests are enveloped in an atmosphere of understated elegance. The interior design is a harmonious fusion of old-world charm and contemporary style. Exposed bricks, dimly lit chandeliers, and plush leather seating create a cozy yet opulent ambience. The bar's piece de la resistance is the expansive, panoramic view of the Hudson River. Large ornate windows framed the breathtaking scenery providing patrons with a front row seat to the river's serene flow. In the evenings, the bar's large terrace, adorned with cozy fire pits, allows guests to enjoy the crisp night air and the occasional sounds of rustling leaves from the nearby Sleepy Hollow Cemetery. The drink menu at Barely on the Hudson is nothing short of exceptional. Expert mixologists crafted invented cocktails using top-shelf spirits and fresh, locally sourced ingredients. The bar is renowned for its signature cocktail, the Sleepy Hollow Elixir, a mysterious concoction with a smoky undertone garnished with a twist of orange peel. The culinary offerings are equally exquisite, with a menu that features a fusion of contemporary American and locally inspired dishes. Patrons can savor gourmet small plates, artisan cheese, and succulent entrees, all thoughtfully paired with the extensive wine list, featuring both international and local vintages. Live jazz performances and occasional art exhibitions add to the bar's cultural charm. The soothing melodies of saxophones and the eco-evasive artwork on the walls invited guests to linger, savoring the unique atmosphere. And as the night deepens, Barely on the Hudson becomes a haven for those who appreciated the fine balance between luxury and the tranquil allure of Sleepy Hollow's timeless beauty. It is a place where history and modernity converge, and where patrons can savor the enchantment of the Hudson Valley under the canopy of starlit Sleepy Hollow skies.
Parking up, Maxwell will nod his head to the bar. We're here. If
Woo!
yeah, it's very fancy. It's I wish I could drink, honestly.
Oh, I've never been something this fancy. It's been a while.
If either of you are able to partake,
The architecture is beautiful.
yeah, if you can partake, I would go for the special. He will get out of the car and he will walk around and open Lisette's door.
Lisette climbs out. Thank you.
Not a problem. He will close it. He will walk to the back of the car and open it up for Zero.
Rolls right out.
The prince should be this way. And he will walk through the front.
You walk through the front, and you're greeted by its hostess. She looks at you, Max, and she seems to know you as one of the locals, the regulars. She nods and smiles, greeting you. Before she looks over at Lizette, she'll greet you as well. And her smile kind of falters as soon as she sees you, Zero. She looks at you, uncertain of what to say, before looking back up at you, Max.
He's practicing for Halloween, Jenny.
Oh,
It's only a few
That's
days.
right,
It's only a few days away. Did you forget?
I was practicing my Halloween makeup. You don't like it?
it looks very good.
Ugh. Well, now I'm a little self-conscious.
No, it looks very believable.
He's
You think so?
Did you manage to do the... And she'll lean over, almost tempted to touch.
Please. This took at least 5 hours. I'm gonna ruin the prosthetic.
He's
Okay.
Max is going to lean in and go. It's sort of stuck for the moment. He can't get it off. Yeah, he can't get it off. I don't know why. I think he used super glue instead of, prosthetic glue, and he's a bit sensitive.
Oh, I understand. I do that with my nails sometimes.
Ow.
Well,
Lisette's cracking up the whole time.
are you meeting somebody today, or are you going to the bar?
Yeah, is Sinclair here?
Yeah, she's out on the patio right now.
Yeah. She alone by chance?
Today, yeah.
Okay.
Just weird, she's always with somebody.
That's what I thought. Do you two want to go to the bar and I'll go and tell Sinclair we're here?
Lisette makes a beeline for the bar and orders the special Sleepy Hollow.
We'll split. We're gonna diverge for a moment. All right. Lisette, you head right for that bar. And you see it is busy. It is surprisingly busy right now. Drinks are flying off the shelf practically, appearing right before patrons. You have a gentleman who is absolutely just bam, 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 one out right after the other. He sees you coming up. He gives you a light wave, a little bit of acknowledgement before he delivers the last of 2 shots. And he'll turn, throwing his dish rag over his shoulder. And he looks right at you, leans against the bar top, and smiles. What can I get you, miss?
Lisette smiles back coyly and orders the special.
Oh, that's been a busy one right now. Just give me 1 minute, I'll have that right out for you.
Okay. Lisette leans back and takes in the bar after she turns around from the bartender and is observing the patrons for a bit, counting the people coming in and out, just watching everyone who's talking to who's sitting in the sections, and then turns back to the bartender.
You can see he's working meticulously, making sure that your drink comes out next. And as you're doing that, Zero, what are you doing?
I feel like Zero's slowly gonna make his way over the bar. He wasn't beelining it, but he's slowly making his way over the bar, trying not to bump into people, tipping his hat as he goes by.
You get a few stares as you walk by, but then you'll get a couple of the younger folk that see you, and they seem excited to see your face. You get a couple, nice young couple. The gentleman looks excited upon seeing you, and he just shouts as he raises his glass, "Nice mask, dude!"
Like, I appreciate it.
And his girlfriend, seemingly girlfriend, also notices, and she looks equally like a mixture of excited, almost horrified, but excited seeing your face for agreeing with her boyfriend. And they both walk back off, going back to their dance floor. Now, are you gonna move right to Lizette?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit next to Liz. Plop down. Tap his nails a little on the bar. Just
And as you
Lisette's
plop
peering
yourself
over
right
her
down-
drink.
You plop
Lisette's
yourself
peering
right
over
down.
her drink at Zero. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So as he plops himself right down, you then get handed your drink. He shares a nod with you. Says, "Enjoy yourself." Can I get you anything?
nah, I'm good. Thank you.
Let me know if you need anything.
Will do.
And he'll go right back off, intending to the next wave of patrons.
So Lisette turns to Zero and asks, "How do you? What are you doing here?"
Um, the same thing y'all are doing. At least I think, right? Or
And Lisette leans in.
you mean
Yes.
this? Ah, yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. Well, this is my favorite time of the year, right?
A time that you can kind of go out without having to disguise yourself. Makes
Right.
sense. Do you know anything else outside of, just this invitation we've received? Do you have any idea what is kind of going down in the town?
Oh, actually, this is my first time here, believe it or not. Don't really know much. What about you? You ever travel
Lisette
here
kind of
before?
looks. I haven't traveled this far east, and I am a little bit curious as to why we're all gathered, but I have an idea. I have an idea, and I'm trying to piece it together by the personnel that we're surrounded with so far.
Ah, you mean the head honcho. Right. Well,
Right.
hopefully Max gets that, puts in a good word for us. I always get nervous every time I meet one.
Of course. I do too. I tend to get a little nervous.
With that, Max, you make your way to the patio and you see the beautiful Sinclair, a woman who appears to be in her late 20s, with a voice as soft and in such a polite manner that is often betrayed by the coldness you see in her blue eyes. She's wearing a beautiful blue evening dress today. And as she views the Hudson River, scene that seems to be plucked out of the pages of a storybook, this river's broad expanse stretches gracefully in both directions, tranquil waters reflecting the changing hues of the sky. When the sun, dips below the horizon, those lucky enough to see will find golden rays painted on the river's surface with a warm, ethereal glow, the gentle ripples of that water catching the last light of day and creating a shimmering dance that plays across the river's calm waters. Amidst this serene panorama stands a historic lighthouse, a sentinel of the past that stands proudly on the riverbank, its towering form adorned with a classic red and white facade, contrasting beautifully against the midnight sky. And the riverbanks are lined with lush, ancient trees, with branches rustling gently in the breeze. The surrounding hills are adorned with colorful foliage, particularly during the vibrant autumn months. Those leaves are blazed with shades of red, orange, and gold, vibrant foliage creating a captivating frame for this tranquil river. And as you take this all in, you see your local prince. She turns, wandering from the surface, her eyes wandering the surface of that river, and she turns to greet you. Oh, Max, I was expecting all three of you here.
Well, my prince, I was just making sure that you were ready to receive them both.
I am.
One is a Nosferatu by the name of Zero. The other, the set out of New Orleans. Her clan, I do not know.
I almost didn't expect Zero to show up. I'm glad he did.
Yes, he gave Jenny quite a fright. I will
Well,
receive them for you then.
perfect.
He nods his head. He'll walk back into the bar and walk over to the two of them.
Are we good to go?
Sinclair is ready to see you. Do not call her Sinclair to her face.
Oh, of course I'm call her Sinclair. Your Highness, right?
Boss will do. He looks around the bar at the people. Isn't Halloween yet? 0.
Oh, that's right. Right. I don't want to give away Sinclair's costume.
Exactly. She'll look like a great princess at Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And he will start to lead them towards the outside where the prince is. My prince?
And as all three of you join, she greets you again, Max. And then she looks at you two. Good morning. My name is Sinclair,
Morning.
prince of this humble little piece of history. And who do I have the honor of answering our call?
Ladies first.
I am Lisette, and I came here by way of New Orleans. Nice to meet you.
She will nod to you. Lisette. What a beautiful name. And thank you,
Thank you, my
for
lady.
coming so far away. I do hope that your knowledge of the more modern, what is it? What is it called, Max?
The more modern magics, my prince, or the more modern takes upon it?
That's modern takes upon it.
Of course, my lady. I plan to help any way that you all need me to serve.
Bombastic
And she will-
side eye.
Like,
And she will look at you, Zero.
Honest. 0, just answering the call all the way from, Texas.
The Primogen spoke highly of you. I hope to see good things.
I'm looking forward to meeting them as well.
We'll see if he decides to show. He likes to remain hidden in the shadows as well.
Understandable.
Now, do you have a place to stay?
If they do not, my prince, they can stay at my haven. At least for the time being.
That's perfect. And if they choose not to remain with you, my bed and breakfast will be open for them as well. Now, you come here because the Primogen believes there to be more than meets the eye to our harpy's disappearance. But there are some things that we must go over. First, I can tell you where his car was found. But the big thing before I get down to that, there is one place that I strongly advise you avoid. Our influence, our kindred influence, is a little sparser than we would like it to be, mainly from the influences of the park. You know what I speak of, right, Max?
Guru territory, my prince.
She looks at you, Lisette, and Zero. We have a few lupine in the area. That is where they prefer to make their territory. And if you choose to venture there, that is of your own volition, your own consent, your own choice. That will be out of my hands, that'll be out of any of your fellow acquaintances' hands. Understand?
Well, alright then. Stay away from him. Got it.
We managed to find Derek's car, where I decided to have it impounded until you came along. We did as much as we could investigating around the village, this vehicle, but we found no evidence, no signs of a struggle, no signs of what could have happened at the lighthouse. And this is where you might be able to find something where we could not.
Very well. Looks like we got a job to do.
Your Highness, is there any way possible that we could examine the car that you have in the impound?
Yes. We have it kept in the tow yard at this time. Just simply say Sinclair sent you. If you are met with
Thank
any
you.
trouble.
Well, if that is all, Your Majesty, I believe it best we get on this straight away. He looks at the two of them.
Well, of course.
Derek was a good man, is a good man, and I'd hate for something to happen to them.
Anything we can do to help.
Besides, who would keep all my boons in check? As he turns and begins to walk away.
You know how to find me, Max, if you need me.
I do, my prince.
Lady.
Your Highness. Lisette turns to Max and smiles sweetly. Can you help me get to the impound? Please.
Well, I thought we were all going that way. Was that? So.
Oh. Didn't I?
We're all one big, happy. Well, you know, I'm excited to work with new people. It's been a while.
That was a good cover-up, Zero. Well done. Let's get to the impound. But I do have some questions for you, Set, when we get to the car.
Questions.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Raises an eyebrow and follows Max.
So yeah, Max is going to go back to the Cadillac. And same routine, open the doors for everybody. And as they get in and Boys the Man starts playing, he's gonna turn to Lisette as he's driving and be like, "Magic, huh? I didn't take you for a Tremere."
I'm not actually, but there are some things that I practiced before I was kin that I still have access to now.
Oh, and what were those? You can tell he's
And
very interested in you all of a sudden.
Lisette kind of turns her head and doesn't respond.
Like Zero's in the back messing with some of this stuff. He's like, "What kind of candles is this?"
A black witch candle. If a virgin lights it, the Sanderson sisters come back every Halloween.
Oh, like in the movie?
No, and like in real life, don't touch it.
Puts it back down.
Do not light that. The last thing I need is those 3 brooms up my ass again.
Question: Well, what clans are all of y'all? Now that we're alone, if you don't mind telling, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I'm a Ventru.
A Ventry with knowledge of magic. Interesting.
A blue.
I'm basically an enigma.
Wrapped up in a riddle. I'm very good at solving them both. And I, Zero, he fully turns around while he's driving. Like, stuck car on the road. I'm of House Tremere.
Clan Tremere.
Interesting.
Interesting.
It is. We are a little rare in Sleepy Hollow, believe it or not. I'm the only one.
Really?
Well,
This makes for a great joke. A Ventru, a Nosferatu, and a Tremere walk into a bar.
meet the prince
But I'm
and scare a hostess. Well, I'm the only one that is currently in residence of the town. There is another visiting.
Really, I would have thought with all this,
Well, I don't know how the politics of my clan work in your cities, but within the 5 boroughs, it's a little different.
that makes a little bit more sense.
But we do have vested interest in this town. So
Max, you've been here for a while, right?
Yes, 20 years.
Oh. Do you personally think that this was all, some sort of weird coincidence?
I mean, I don't think we know enough to call it anything, Zero. We know that the heartbeat, Derek, has disappeared. I know his clan. Do I know his clan?
You do. You know he's Bruja.
I know he's of Clan Bruja. And I know that if he didn't want to go willingly, there would have been signs of a fight, which Sinclair said there was not. Again, it's speculation.
That is quite strange. Anyways, really, do you like it here,
I'd love it here.
Max?
It is quiet compared to New York.
I do like the quiet.
It reminds me of home.
When you say quiet, do you mean quiet in the human regard or quiet in the kin regard?
Well, both, in a way. The populace is not that large, so the kindred population is not that large. compared to major populaces such as New York or New Orleans. I swear, ever since that Anne Rice book came out, your city has gone to the dogs.
Indeed. I run into another tourist that asked which way is the voodoo tour. I'm going to scream.
Yeah. Uh, as for Kindred, as I said, it's pretty quiet. There are a number of us, but we're rather well spaced out. And well, we don't have to deal with this spot anymore, so that's always a plus.
New Orleans has more kin than you can shake a stick at.
I
You're
know.
always running into someone.
How many how many Lestats have you run into personally? I'm just curious.
I like to know that as well.
I would say I can't count how many Lestat inspired vampires I've run into.
He perks his eye. Are they all Toreador?
Who knows? Most of them are humans dressing up, cosplaying.
Well, it seems I have shared a little bit more about myself than I originally intended, but if we're going to be working with each other, I think it is good to have open cards, but still some secrets. I'm not going to
Fair
ask
enough.
you once more, Listen, about the
Agreed.
magic you did. I can assume from where you're from. Hoodoo or voodoo, one of the two. Am I correct?
You are correct in assuming.
I know a
Both are necessary.
I know a Tremere once who also practiced voodoo. She was rather gifted.
Interesting.
Oh, we're here. And as he says it, he parks up outside the impound lot.
And you do. You pull up to a very secure facility where vehicles that have been towed and impounded are stored. It is fenced in with various sections for different types of vehicles, and these vehicles are often towed to different reasons like parking violations, accidents, being abandoned. And this tow yard is operated by a towing company and is equipped to store a wide range of vehicles, from cars to trucks to motorcycles. And access to this tow yard is restricted, and owners must pay towing and storage fees to retrieve their vehicles. And as you pull in, you see a gentleman in a rather disheveled and slightly dirty, slightly grungy security uniform coming up. He has his little flashlights, his little torch. He goes over and he steps off to the driver's side and lightly knocks on your window.
Rolls the window down. Do you mind putting that down a little bit?
And he'll put it down just enough so that he can still see. And as you get a good look at him, you see he's on the older side, about 50s, late 50s, just kind of barely keeping it together. He looks tired. He looks like he hasn't had a good, solid day off in weeks. You're storing, you're picking up.
Max side eyes instead.
We're picking up, please. Sinclair sent us.
I was wondering when she would go and get that. Alright. And he'll wave you forward. He presses a button in the guardhouse. You see a gate beginning to open, just enough to allow your vehicle to come through.
Yep. And Max will drive in. And he knows what car we're looking for, doesn't he? Don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Max will drive around the lot until they find the car.
You find it. It's stored surprisingly by itself under its own covered parking. You see, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it on the outside. Aside from it having its typical, locks in the wheels.
Yep, so Max will park up. He'll get out, open the doors again for everybody.
Lisette gets out, approaches the car, and I kind of crouch down a little bit and look at the tires, and I'm just looking all around the car. I walk around the car once slowly, and then I stop and kind of fixate on the gas tank for a minute, and then just think about it for a minute. Just, interesting.
Max is going to walk up and try to open the doors.
You find they're locked.
Looks inside. Are the keys inside? Can you see them?
You don't see the keys. And as you're looking inside, you do hear somebody call. They say, "You here to pick up?"
Yeah, you got the keys?
As you turn, you've seen him before. You've seen him around Sinclair before. A gentleman by the name of Lawrence Hickman. When he sees you, he lets out a sign of, just relief. And he holds up the keys.
Lawrence,
I was hoping you'd be part of the group.
why are you sneaking around junkyards at night? He walks over and takes the keys.
Just in case, if the creeps that did whatever they did to Derek come back.
For his car?
Gotta keep it safe.
He'll throw the keys to Lisette.
I walk around to the driver's side door and unlock the car. Is it a clicky or a insert?
Little clicky.
Okay, so I put the key. Oh, a clicky. Okay, so I click it, and it makes a little beep. Open the driver's side door, and I sit into the driver's seat with the door still open, and I start to kind of look around just to see if I see anything that stands out to me.
The first thing you notice is you get this whiff, this very kind of there's no other way to describe it but dirty smell. It's old, it's just sort of stale, dirty smell. Not like a Kindred. Not like anything that is undead, just stale, old. It's familiar to you. If you would like, you may roll your wits and occults.
I would like to roll my wits and occults.
Go ahead.
Let's see.
Oh, I forgot. Let me introduce you. Lisette's currently in the car, and this is Zero. They'll be helping with this investigation.
Howdy.
He'll nod to
Howdy, Zero.
the both of you. And he leans into you, Max. Are they good? You think they got this?
Well, I've just met them, so we'll see. But seriously, what do you know? What happened? What have you been told?
It's weird. I guess when I found the car, from everything that they were told me, a lot of it was hush hush. It was just abandoned at the lighthouse, of all places.
And there was no sign of a fight.
No struggle. You know Derek, he can take a punch, he can throw a punch.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. If there was something untoward, then obviously, there'd be a dent in the car or some shit. he turns to zero. Zero, you find anything?
I would like to make. Well, I'm gonna have him circle around the car for a little bit, and then probably get down low and look underneath the car. And maybe do. Can I do an investigation?
Yes, you may. You may do your intelligence and investigation.
You don't have anything of Derek's on you, do you?
No, everything's in the car.
So everything of his is in the car. Okay.
How many did you get?
2 successes.
You got 2?
Yes.
And how many successes did you get, Lizette?
I got 3 successes.
You got 3. You
Yes.
you definitely recognize that sense. You know that sense, you know that feeling that it exudes. That's his graveyard dirt.
Okay. Do I know where the container of graveyard dirt is?
There's no container. It just is that scent, that smell.
Just all over the car. I'm gonna turn to Max and Zero and say someone's conjuring here because I can detect the scent of graveyard dirt, which is usually used in hoodoo in some of their dark spells.
You see as Max is talking, just stop and just look at you. Graveyard dirt. Interesting.
Yes.
Open the boot. Sorry, the trunk.
I press Lisette. Lisette hops out the driver's side and presses the clicky, and the trunk pops open, and she walks to the back to meet Max at the boot.
And as you're doing that, Zero, you're not really finding anything much on the outside. As you're looking under, you're looking at the tires, you're starting to look inside the vehicle, and you notice on the dash, just underneath the windshield, there's a flyer to this. It looks like it's a promotion for a haunted tour at this manor.
Well, he'll take that. And meet the others over by the trunk. Stuff it in the poncho.
As Max is walking towards the car, I would like to activate Sense the Unseen.
You do that. You do that. And it just looks like an array of different colors, different auras that are going on. All of it is unusual. You're used to a very standard monochrome tone that exudes from the town with the occasional flare of, say, purple or white, maybe black, on specific buildings that are centuries old. Here, you can see that the car at some point was cleaned very well, detail cleaned very well, but there's still these traces of just black aura in this trunk.
And I would know what a black aura means. Normally, entropy and teeth. So he's looking in this trunk. Do we see anything in the trunk? Is there anything other than a tire iron?
Other than tire iron, it is clean. Very clean.
Too clean?
Too clean.
He's gonna like lean in and see if there's any funny compartments to move away. Like try and peel it back. Do you know like the cover that trunks have? You should try and peel that back if there's any bit you can.
You do see, as you're doing that, there's little bits and pieces of just, those little mud chunks that you occasionally find and get. It's like little mud chunks. And Lizette's, it smells very similar to what you were smelling in the front seat, that graveyard dirt smell.
Can I pick up those little chunks?
You may.
Okay. So Lisette picks up one of the chunks and like inhales it, like tries to get like a better scent off of it. Can I do a wits and occult again to perceive like if I can determine where this chunk came from?
You may.
Like an origin for the wits for the chunk.
You can. I'll allow that.
Thank you.
Well, graveyard dirt's never a good sign. Especially
Never really needed.
well, in certain rituals, like Lisette said, it can be used to cause harm, a curse.
A lot of things.
Real.
Total failure.
Oh. You smell that it's old, but you can't tell exactly how old, or if it came from, say, a cemetery, if it came from a graveyard. It's just kind of really old dirt that's been used in a grave at some point. What were you saying, Zero?
Well, do tell.
Well, as I was saying, curses. Sometimes it can be used to lift a curse, but that curse also needs to be made with graveyard dirt, counteracting one another. Butting heads. Two negatives make a positive. Don't want to sound all sciencey.
That's very interesting.
So Lisette just nods as Max is explaining this to Zero, and basically kind of to herself but out loud to the group, I can't get anything off of this, like off the piece of the clod. I can't get a good location read on it. We'll have to,
Well, here.
something's not
Let me
right.
see if I can do it.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can take a look at that.
Hands the clod to Zero.
Yeah, while they're doing that there, Max is going to go around the front of the car, go into the glove compartment, and see if there's anything in there that belongs to Derek or is out of place. Does he have a Hawaiian girl doing a little jiggle? Stuff like that.
Not Hawaiian. He's got dice. The fuzzy dice.
He's got fuzzy dice. Are they 10-sided or
He's got-
6-sided? This is important. 10-sided or 6-sided? He's not a real fan.
And upon discovering these 6-sided dice, we'll go ahead and we'll take a break for right now. welcome back to our little vampire story. When we last left off, our coterie has just started investigating this vehicle, and with the discovery of these six-sided dice, Max, what will you do now?
He's gonna hold these dice, and is that all he sees in the glove compartment?
You find his kind of the typical, what you would see in the glove compartment of a vehicle. His registration, surprisingly a wallet, his insurance cards, just that sort of typical.
He'll open up the wallet and he'll look inside. Is there any money?
There is some cash in there.
Finder's fee.
Congratulations, you just inherited $100.
Does he have a driver's license?
You see that there's a driver's license in there. It is to Derek, and you see that it shows his more kid life.
Okay.
He's displaying himself as some 30-year-old living just up the road in Traverse City.
Yep, he'll pocket the wallet and license as well. Nothing much in this here glove compartment. What about you two? Any more news in that dirt?
How about you let me see that dirt there, Liv?
Lisette hands Zero the quad of dirt.
I'm gonna stick it in my poncho and use animalism and talk to my friend that's in there and be like, hey, can you see if you smell anything funny? If not, I'm gonna try to take a whiff at it.
Is he squeaking? What have you got under your poncho?
You hear
Lisette
squeaking
whispers, "There's a rat."
Okay.
back. Zero, you feel Splinter, how soft and fuzzy he is curling up against your chest. He works his way up into your hands, taking a good deep sniff of that dirt. And he lets out a couple of coughs, a little sneeze. Before it's like he looks up at you with a disgruntled look on his scruffy little face. His nuzzle just smushes in slightly. Why do we have this old, gross dirt?
You don't like old gross things?
It smells gross.
Lie.
Trust me, I've smelled some very gross things.
Apparently, here. Nothing funny about it, nothing familiar. Maybe you smelled something on the way. If not, I'll see if I can take a crack at it.
It smells just evil.
Evil. Alright. Well, I'll let the others know. He's gonna stuff him back in his rib cage, like, okay, back in you go.
Does your friend have anything to say, Zero?
Yeah, apparently this is quite some evil dirt. Ain't good. You did say you could use it for some nefarious things, right?
Well, Lisette's probably better at it than I am. They would probably know more. Lisette?
I've tried to interact with it again, and I can only tell that it's graveyard dirt and now evil dirt. So maybe someone's trying to hex Eric.
Well,
Evil dirt.
evil dirt. I don't want to hold this evil dirt.
Put it back in the trunk.
No, okay. Well, Lord only knows. There, he's gonna put it back in the trunk. Wipe off his hand.
And he turns again. He goes, "You found this car at the lighthouse, yeah?"
Yeah. Yeah, it was picked up at the lighthouse.
By you?
Oh, no, not by me. Nah, I was just asked to watch it.
Do you know who found it?
I think Jeffrey?
What the hell was Jeffrey doing all the way to the lighthouse?
Beats me. You know, he likes to make his rounds, and he does rounds weirdly.
Yeah. Do you two think we should go to the lighthouse?
I very much like to see this lighthouse. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you both decided. Give the keys back. I think we're gonna go to the light. Do you wanna come with us? 8 eyes are better than 6.
I guess. I mean, if there's nothing else in there.
Nothing as far as I could see. He's gonna have one more cursory look over the car. The entirety. From top to bottom. Engine, everything.
Did you look it over before or after?
He hasn't looked it over yet properly.
Hero?
This would be after 0.
After 0?
Yep.
Okay. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's so weird.
It's too clean. There's dirt. Graveyard dirt.
Too clean, but there's dirt.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like someone tried to clean it. Do you know what I mean? It's almost too clean for it to be properly clean, but not clean enough for it to not be a crime. I don't know. It's weird.
There are some witches involved with this because if we're finding graveyard dirt, we're definitely dealing with someone who's dabbling in the occult, and with Zero's helper telling us that it's evil dirt, someone's trying to hex Derek or hurt him in some way or hurt Emily, potentially. I'm just getting a lot of, this is very strange.
Well,
With
I will say that simply saying that there's witches involved in a town like Sleepy Hollow, where every mother and their grandmother is some sort of witch, is a bit of a stretch. The amount of mums I get coming to the shop is a bit strange. And, as I said, I don't know many in this town that actually know a lick of proper magic. But they would hide if they did. And they certainly wouldn't come to my shop, I know that much.
Well, I think we should be going to this lighthouse. See what we can figure out right there.
I agree. It's the last place he was seen after all. Well, that's where his car was anyway. Probably best to lock the car though before we leave.
Lawrence boops the car, puts the keys in his front pocket,
All
and
right,
begins to walk with you.
let's go. And he'll walk back to his car with everyone else.
Do you want me to just follow you there?
Just jump in the car. It's
Yeah,
quicker.
sorry, I really don't want to share the trunk with anybody. I mean, it kind of does one of these and airs out his poncho.
On second thought, follow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
I'd say you get used to it, but you don't.
It's fine. It's fine. And he begins walking to his car.
Same routine once more, opening the doors for everybody so they can all get in comfortably. And he'll start the
You
engine,
begin.
and he'll look over at Zero. Zero, you haven't chosen any music. Do you want some music on? Dolly Parton, you know.
Oh, yes, please do. I love some country. In fact, Neon Moon's my favorite song. You want to put that on for me?
Yeah, sure, I'll see if it's on the radio. So he's going to put it to a country and western radio station.
And as he's doing that, he's going to lean into both of them. The smell is wafting off of him. And he pulls out that paper inside that was in his poncho. Yeah, I found this in here. Does it mean anything to either one of y'all?
Takes it one hand on the steering wheel, reading it. He's driving. You'll have your seatbelt
You
on,
look-
right?
So wait, seatbelts? We're kin. We don't need seatbelts. Unbuckles.
I mean, I don't want to get any more.
But yeah, he reads the note.
It is a flyer for the Horseman's Hollow, the haunted house attraction at Phillipsburg Manor.
Do I know this thing?
You know they host it every year. It's a very big attraction. Garnet, basically, all of the tourists will try and make this one of their big stopping points. You know Phillipsburg is rumored to be haunted.
He'll turn to the other two. This is held every year. Apparently there's ghosts.
Oh, really? Well, do you mind if I keep it? Then, if y'all don't really care about it that much,
He hands it back.
thank you. Maybe we can go to that at some point.
Maybe. If our paths lead us there, but I think we should probably find out where our harpy is before we go on some tourist
Yeah.
attractions. I promise I will show you to
Well, after we all save your harpy, I'd really like to do that at some point. If we don't get to it before I
and
leave.
I promise I will bring you to around all the attractions for Halloween when we do
Thank
this.
you. All right.
There's even a corn maze.
Max,
this
I
year.
think Zero wanted to investigate there, not hang out at the attractions.
Listen, I don't get a lot of time above, out of the old pig pen. It's nice
Or
to get
hang
out
out.
and stretch the legs a little bit.
Like I said, if our investigation brings us there, then we can go. But right now, the lighthouse is probably the best stop, as that was the last place he was. And I have an idea when we get there.
I can't wait to see when we get to the lighthouse.
And he will continue to drive as some country and western music plays over the radio. Just driving along.
The sun goes down.
Zero starts singing. Oh, please don't.
Hey, I like this song.
Neon moon.
On the neon moon, and you lose on and on.
I will turn this car right around.
Lisette and Zero sing together just to annoy Max.
He just drives.
You begin to pick up speed. You drive faster to the lighthouse.
Yep.
You take notes that it's actually just a few minutes away from Barely on the Hudson. As you approach the Sleepy Hollow Lighthouse, also known as Tarrytown Light or Kingsland's Point Lighthouse, it's a picturesque white tower with red stripes located on the Hudson River. It stands approximately 40 feet tall and is constructed of white painted brick. The lighthouse features a black lantern room at the top, with a red roof and a weather vane. It's a classic design, simple but elegant, and it has a timeless charm that adds to the scenic beauty of the surrounding area. As you approach in, you park, you look around, you take notes. Beautiful, scenic. The water still is smooth, glassy. Just before you can take in the scents, the sights, the lights twinkling from the town, Lawrence pulls up right behind you. He gets out of the car himself, begins looking over. I think it was right over there.
Max will park the car up and he'll look over. Okay. He'll keep the lights on the area, so he'll keep the engine on so that they can see. And he'll make his way to there. Whilst he's there, he's going to check. He's going to look around and see if he could see anything that was disturbed in any way. Car tracks, a set of tires that don't belong to the original cars, just something that's a bit strange and out of the ordinary.
Go ahead, roll your intelligence and investigation.
Oh, yay, my best pool.
Yeah.
Three successes.
You begin looking around, looking on the ground, checking to see if anything is out of place. You notice a lot of foot traffic coming and going, typical of the touristy side of Sleepy Hollow. But you know, not a lot of vehicles come up this way. So you take note and you find a set of tire tracks, looking very similar to Derek's car. You begin walking around. You begin making sure that it's the right shape, right size. You see a bit of dirt. Seems to be out of place. It's like a different color, a different shade than the surrounding dirt.
What's that? Zero. Come here.
Gonna skulk over there.
Is this the same sort of dirt you two were dealing with earlier on?
Lisette takes the dirt in her hand, and can I investigate the dirt to determine if it's the same?
You may.
Yes.
Would you like to as well, Zero?
Sure.
I'm doing wits and occult again.
Yes, you are.
What am I doing?
You can
Wits
do
and
your
occult as well?
You can do your wits and occult, or your intelligence and investigation.
Alright. 2 successes.
I got 3.
For you, Lisette, it smells the same. The exact same scent, that smell just permeating from this dirt. And you, Zero, there is no mistaking it. That same shade, that same just feel. It's the same.
Yep, that's evil dirt.
Can I do a intelligence and awareness? Will it give me more intel on the dirt? Or is that outside of my realm of knowledge?
You can
This
try.
particular dirt.
You can try your wisdom occult if you're trying to look for something specific about it. What are you trying to find?
With this time that now we're at this location, I want to find out if I can get a read on who exactly, what kind of spell it is. If it's a hex, which I'm assuming it is, what kind of hex, who is the intended receiver of the hex, and who cast the hex. Am I doing too much?
That particular is a little bit... There's not enough here to be able to get that level of detail, I'm afraid.
Okay.
It's kind of just like a little palm size. Just enough to kind of coat.
Can I look around the area and see if there are any animals that are in the area that I can get a hold of and talk to, maybe?
You can try. You can try and search around for any animals.
I'll be back
What is
on.
that?
I'll be back in 1 second, and Max is going to walk towards the car. His car.
What do I need to roll for that, Taylor?
Your manipulation and animalism.
As Maxwell walks to the car. Lawrence, hold out there for me, will you? He opens the back. And he hands Lawrence the driver's license. And he goes into the back of his hearse. And he rummages around and he takes out a long white ribbon. Reaches into his jacket pocket. And takes out a very thin but very sharp looking knife. Cuts his hand and covers the ribbon in his blood until it is soaked, and he is going to attempt to use Illuminate the Trail of Prey. So he is going to go into the pocket here and take out his lighter and light it. And now I gotta do the fun roll. Yay.
Do the fun roll.
It's a lot of dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Seven successes.
7?
Yep.
We'll make note of that. 0. What did you get?
Oh, I got 3.
You got 3. You notice something very quickly. Very, very unnervingly. There are no animals here. No insects. No birds. Bats. Owls. Even the fish seem to be steering away from this particular spot. You notice even Splinter has gone very quiet, very still inside of you.
That's weird. He's gonna look over back at the other two and see what they're doing. And see this whole, like, weird thing, and he's just gonna, like, zone in on that ritual
just-
stuff, too.
Cutting his hand up with his really sharp knife just till he bleeds all over this white ribbon.
As you finish your ritual, the ribbon beginning to disappear in your hands. You see his trail beginning to form and show. You see remnants of his footsteps. You see him pacing back and forth. Previously coming from the car.
That was a bestial success on my intelligence survival roll.
Oh. Oh.
4. Bestial success.
Oh, your beast, it purrs in your ear. It's excited. Well, this is magic I haven't seen in a while.
I haven't been needing to track people in a while.
No. But I wonder where he came from and what led him here.
So do I. Anyway, you back in your box.
And he fades from your throat, and you feel that sensation rolling back down into your chest, settling down. You feel Lawrence place his hand on your shoulder and just lightly tap. You good, man?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay. Just sort of thing takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, yeah. Did it tell you anything? You see, it's a little hard to tell, but you can see even the trail of his vehicle and where it came from.
But I don't see where he went. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't tell me as much as I wanted it to. It told me where he's been tonight, well, yesterday, but not where he's going.
Do you think he might have pissed off the wrong person?
I don't know. This should, at least, if it happened recently, it should show me where he went. When did Derek disappear?
About 2 nights ago.
Shh, that's why. This is only going to work if it was last 24 hours. That's why I can't see where he went to. Fuck.
Zero's gonna scurry over to Liv, trying his best to sneak up behind her. You probably smell him, even though he's trying to sneak up behind you. He's gonna lean in, he's gonna be like, Tremere.
Lisette nods in agreement. Yeah, sounds about right.
You think he found anything?
He looks a little lost still, a little perplexed. That didn't work out, did it?
Question. I noticed there
Yes.
ain't nothing in this area. Maybe it is cursed.
Okay. I can check
you
and
guys
see
know?
if it's cursed.
You guys know how to check and see if anything's cursed there, Max?
I do, yeah. Lisette, you?
Yeah, I can try and get some vibes on it. What am I rolling to check to see if this is a cursed area?
You'll do your intelligence and occults.
Intelligence and occult. Let's get it.
Just give me a minute, will you? Just
I do not like this area at all.
And the moment Max is feeling a bit better, he will use Sense the Unseen to see if he can see any glyphs or things that are untoward in the area.
All right.
I got 2 successes.
You got 2. With all that you've gathered so far, and with your sense the unseen, you don't see that this specifically is cursed. You can tell something was used here, but nothing stayed here. It was as if it was a glimmer of a pop.
Lisette looks at the group and sighs. Some funky magic was used here.
You got that right. I have no idea what though.
I know nothing about magic. All I know, there ain't no animals in this area. Ain't nothing.
None.
It's too quiet.
And it's old and it's evil. Something has driven all the animals out, I'm guessing. Something that evil and toxic.
Well,
Yeah, even things.
my mother was old and evil, but she never scared away animals.
I don't like it.
Max,
Gives me the withers.
Max is going to walk towards the actual lighthouse itself.
I was thinking that too. Lisette heads towards the lighthouse following on Max's heels.
Is the lighthouse on? Is it?
It is on, but it's locked up for the night. You know they recently put in that, where lightkeepers used to come in and man the lighthouses? You know they recently stopped doing that, mostly for their safety and mostly to save money where they could. So they have a sensor in there that detects when the sun goes down, when it comes up. It's all solar powered. And you know that they keep that locked up tight during the night when they're not needed.
I don't suppose either of you are good at getting into places you're not meant to be. He looks directly at
I'm
Lyra.
good at.
Can you
I
get
am-
us in?
I am pretty good at breaking things in. I can try.
Try to be subtle. I would rather not have the police come here
Oh,
and
you don't-
discover
All right.
just a down door. I'm sure Lawrence will agree.
No busting down anything. All right.
Please don't. The I'm already not wanting to be on the prince's bad side again.
Again, I forget you're here sometimes. Me.
How could you forget Lawrence is here? Look at him.
How can you forget about me?
I'm kind of impressed. And now I'm gonna try to break into this door.
Are you going to actually hit it? Or are you going to try and fiddle with it?
I will fiddle with it, but if that doesn't work, I'm gonna bust it.
Go ahead and do your strength and your brawl.
Max is gonna just look at the surroundings and be like, no one thought to bring a lockpick.
I'm sorry. Everything I left is back at the pig pen.
What is the pig pen?
What is the pig
My
pen?
18-wheeler.
It's called the pig pen. That's an ingenious name.
It has a name?
Why
That
is
is
it?
the
Yeah. Why is it called the pig pen?
I got 5 successes on that. Why is it called a pig? Y'all don't name your vehicles, you know? You got over the radio.
I did.
I talked to I got a friend, Ken, I talk to, named Rubber Ducky all the time.
Rubber Ducky, as in like the song.
Yeah, like Rubber Ducky is the song.
Great big convoy. Really?
Well, listen to that one on our way back.
You bet your ass we will.
Oh,
But,
joy.
hey, it's a great song. I forgot what I was going to ask. Rubber Ducky completely blew my head off. Yes, Black Betty. He points to his car. I told you I named her.
You hit that door. You hit it. Metal. It's nice, thick metal. You managed to dent it in, leaving a very, very obvious dent. Large dents inside of that door. It budges only slightly, kind of bending inwards, making a loud, almost crunchy sound.
Woo! That's done locked up tight.
You just see Lawrence's face just grimace and almost despair a little.
I don't know what you're grimacing at, Lawrence. You were never here.
No, I wasn't.
No, you
I
weren't.
wasn't here. No, I
No
wasn't.
one was here before.
Can I try a lockpick spell?
Hey, I was gonna see if it's small enough, if I can stick what's-his-face underneath the door
Splinter.
and have him get it, yeah.
As you start to put Splinter up, and as you begin thinking of a good way to open up this door, you see Lawrence just lightly rubbing his forehead, his temples, and he looks to Max. Are you not wanting to talk to Jeffrey?
Not really. But I know I have to. At this point.
He might have something.
Jeffrey always has something, and much like me, for a price.
I mean, he gestures 0 with a rat.
Oh yeah, he's pulling the poncho up. You can see the rib cages now that are exposed and him coming out of the rib cage.
I mean, do we...
You know what?
I mean, we're lucky this place isn't cameraed.
You're not wrong, but okay. We're gonna go. I hate having to deal with them. There's a reason I'm here on my own.
Look, he only makes his rounds every so often. It'll probably be a get in and get out.
Maybe.
And Sinclair won't be asking questions.
Won't she? You know what the boss is like.
As many questions.
That's a bit more like it. But fine. Let's go see Jeffrey.
I think he's making...
Before you two meet Jeffrey, know that he is also a Tremere, and unlike me, he's not as nice.
An ass.
Yeah, an asshole.
He's not.
I feel like he's looking up at this point. He's like trying to shove poor Splinter under, and he's like looking up at them like, We're leaving. Where else? He puts it back inside his ribcage.
Do you know where he is?
What's that? The Lisette looks up from watching Zero and just nods at Max in regards to Jeffrey being Tremere. Is like, got it, understood.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's in Phillipsburg tonight. That manor.
Amazing. It looks like
We're going
everything's
to the
coming.
manor.
Looks like everything's coming together.
Mm.
I really should ask boons off you two for going to see this asshole.
We're going. Oh, you want a boon?
No, I mean if you're going to offer me.
Are you sure?
What happened?
If you're going to offer me a boon, Zero, I'll take it.
Sure, y'all want to shake my hand on it? He's like wiping the the stuff off his rib cage.
Puts out a sound.
He gives it a firm shake, leaving a trail of
Good.
just you don't even know what on there.
We'll call it a minor boon then.
All right.
Now I definitely need to get Derek back to record that. Just walking off. That was easy.
Lawrence looks
Before
at
we depart for
Go ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say before we depart for to go meet with Jeffrey, should I try to do a lockpick spell to open the door?
Most that you would be able to do would be your intelligence and your larceny at this time.
Yes. Intelligence and larceny. Okay. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. Okay.
And so Max will turn to Lawrence and just be like, "You don't have to come."
I don't plan to.
Yeah, you kind of a buzzkid.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Max just looks at Zero like, I'll remind you, Zero, you're a guest in this domain, and Lawrence is a resident.
I'm sorry, but y'all did make fun of me in the way I smelt earlier. So you get at least one from me.
But Lawrence didn't.
Yes, he did. When I went like this.
And tell me, did you purposely
He simply
do that?
regarded your smell. He wasn't making
mean-
fun of your smell. He just
I'm a little offended.
You know you smelled bad, right?
Well, please don't bring it. Honestly, I didn't know I smelled bad.
Because you're probably used to it. But then again, I don't need to breathe, so I'm not. I don't smell you anymore.
Thank you. Alright, bye, Lawrence.
And he will get in his vehicle and begin to drive off.
It's a good kid, that one.
okay. I got 4 successes.
You got 4 successes. You go over, you begin thinking of a way, conjure your words just right. You look down, and you notice the way that Zero punched the door bent the lock. So even if you used your spell, that door is going to be stuck without heavy machinery coming in.
That's that. What the hell are you doing?
All right. I tried a lockpick spell, and the
I'm
way
sorry.
the door is bent.
No, I don't care about the door being bent or a what? A lockpick spell.
That's like just to reveal things, open things up for us.
You can do something like that?
What kind of blue blood are y'all?
I can do a little bit of something.
Can I roll to
It's
try
not
and
guaranteed.
think?
My magic does not always work. Let's not get faithful into that. I can try things out based on things I know of, but that doesn't always mean that it's gonna work.
Oh, honey, I'm a Tremere. My dissection table is getting ready for you. Can I? Can I roll to try and think of what she's attempting to do? Like what sort of magic it is? If it's blood magic or it's something else?
You may.
What is my roll?
You can do wits and occult.
Oh, does my
Or-
blood magic come into it?
You can.
It does. Oh, shiza. It's 11 dice. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 dice.
You believe you've heard of this before, but you can't quite put your finger on it. It might have been in one of the many books that you have picked up along the way here. But if you're right, this would be big.
And, so what sort of magic is that exactly, Lisette?
As in my magic, or as in a situational magic with this door?
Bit of column A, bit of column B.
I don't think how much do I reveal. Lisette's a little bit secretive about what she can and can't do because, of course, if Ventru were to know more things, she'd be used in a way that she doesn't want to about her. But my magic is very I can influence things. That's what I would say it is. I have a lot of influence. Does that make sense?
There was a book once, you may have read it, Lord of the Rings. There's a very famous quote that was quoted many a time. Fine, keep your secrets. And he's gonna walk off towards the car. For now, he says as he walks up back to the car. For now.
Getting out of here, finally.
He'll stop as he opens the door. I wouldn't do anything like that around Jeffrey.
Noted.
He'll get into the car.
And away we go.
We got a great big convoy. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
As all three of you climb in, collecting your thoughts, trying to piece together all of the little things that you have found thus far, you begin your journey to Phillipsburg Manor. And with that, this is where we're going to end our vampire story for the evening.
We got a great big convoy. Do-do-do-do-do. Hey.
On the rubber ducky.
And a rubber ducky.
Rubber ducky, rubber ducky, rubber ducky.
Rabbit-dabbit.
Well, we want to thank everyone for joining us for this stream. It's been a pleasure, as always. I want to have a nice round of applause for Taylor for telling a great story.
Thank you.
I want everyone to welcome Lisette to our channel, Anime Why Black. If you want to introduce yourself so people know where to find you.
Hi everyone, you can follow me on all platforms at Anime While Black. And I have a website, animewhileblack.com.
And we have Sir Cuttlefish.
Hi, I am Sir Cuttlefish. You can find me on all social medias as Sir Cuttlefish. Player, sometimes storyteller, pop in and out. But I was your Nosferatu for the evening.
And our wonderful storyteller, Taylor, again, with a round of applause. Where can people find you?
You can
Thank
find
you,
me on all
Taylor.
platforms. Thank you. You can find me on all platforms as well, under the name T.R. Robertson or Taylor Robertson.
And I'm Mike, also known as Phil Enhegard. Find me anywhere using that little moniker. And it's been a pleasure. We will be back next week, and we will see exactly what sort of mischief that fucking Nosferatu is going to get us in. I swear, they're planning my death. And much like Zero, if you can't keep it clean, keep it fucking scary. See y'all later.